In the past, I've always been that guy you can count on when the clock hits 2 in the morning. It's morning, and someone needs a pick-me-up because one too many fingers tip the scales toward sorrow. I'm the person to call dot of the line when the cement mixer needs to be taken apart at dawn. When boxers are about to swallow a friend's hulim. The one who walks the dolly up 3 flights of stairs without thinking twice. Need a cosigner for a business idea or a name to get a bank loan? Think of it as, done. People look to me as the rock they can cling to when the waves of life get too strong. I was proud of that for a long time. Utility is proud to be wanted and useful, but it comes with a cost. Being available breaks down barriers. Late-night texts turned into morning grudges. Lunch invitations turned into resentments, turned into expecting someone to babysit in an emergency. My wife, Belle, once joked that I always had an apron of goodwill around my waist. I laughed and didn't see the alert in her eyes. Tone until it was too late. I wasn't paying attention to tone because I was too busy being the healer with my friend and brother to the cracks that are appearing right at home. My younger brother Micah, 29, fault with the kind of charm that makes people want to stick close, was the golden child. He could walk into a room and make everyone want to be with him. It seems like flip-flops and a t-shirt get more attention than a suit and tie. He laughed too loudly and told stories were too big, and he acted like every moment was a stage ready for him to perform. And Savannah did a great job with his show. Fiancée shine when she stood next to him. With perfectly styled hair and skin that had been sprayed before any upload. That practiced vivacity bounced off the walls on Instagram. Their life together shone. Sunsets, at the beach, matching outfits, and champagne toasts offline. Belle said Savannah. The polish sometimes came off. Micah and I thought she was perfect until we pressed too hard on her. That was 3 months before everything went wrong. Savannah found what they called their dream house. It was a modern masterpiece, set in a neighborhood on a cul-de-sac where robots mowed the lawns and citronella lanterns lit up the front gardens. For atmosphere, the price tag was even to $5,000 more than either of them had saved. The bank asked for a guarantor, and Mika's plea fell right into my lap. After midnight, he called me and said, "Jonas, I need you on this, please." That please still makes me think of duty and family loyalty in a way I can't quite untangle. I auto-stalled when I told him I'd think about it, but he took that as my okay. The voice of the lawyer on the other end of the phone scared me. If I was going to risk my credit, I needed protections. A side deal. There was a clause in the short contract that let me back out as a guarantor if there was defamation or a breach of good faith. Even though it was thick and clear, it kept me safe. I sent it to Micah and Savannah, expecting them to ask questions. Micah scanned it, signed it, and texted me a picture of it at 11:47 p.m. the next week. Their loan was accepted, and their names were on the deed for that beautiful house. I thought they would be relieved, maybe. People showed their thanks over beers, but all I felt was a little discomfort. It was at one. The first inkling of doubt touched my skin at our cousin Elena's annual summer gathering. Guy was sitting at a picnic table and drinking lemonade when Savannah came up behind me. The summer air was thick it was loud with laughter and the hiss of burgers. But her perfume caught my attention when it hit orange with a sting. Stood too close and put his hand on my arm. "Jonas, you're always so serious." She spoke softly and looked just past my shoulder. "Maybe you need someone to help you relax." I took a step back. With a friendly nod and a fake smile, she hoped that would end it. She laughed and turned on her heel to show me how graceful she was. I thought that was the end of it? 2 days later, Micah sent me a flood of angry texts on my phone. Betrayal hurt him, so he said I whispered to Savannah that she deserved a better man meant me. Those words threw my whole world off. I stared at the screen with my heart racing. Reading, over and over, how I was said to have gaslighted his fiancée broke her trust. So my first thought was to call him and ask for an answer to tell him he was wrong, but the call went to voicemail. "No, Micah, it was just me and all those charges." Belle came in that night. I walked into the kitchen and saw her standing under the harsh light of the ceiling. With eyes that burned, she asked, "Did you say something to Savannah?" Before I could even close, the door opened, and I tried to level the playing field with the truth, but the slap came faster than any truth I could say. Muster up a sharp crack that went through skin and air. Burning, I whispered back to her, in a voice as soft as a confession. She said, "So did I that night. I stayed up all night, looking at the ceiling with my hands clenched." 3 a.m. came and went, and morning came, clear and determined at the same time. I called the mortgage advisor and had the calmest talk I'd had in days. I'm officially taking back my name as a guarantor on Micah Reed and Savannah Price's mortgage, I said in clear English. On the other end of the line, there was silence. Then, sir, giving up your guarantee will probably cause their loan to fail, I said. Pause in my answer. I know I ended the call and saw the screen go blank. Then I did the only thing that was left to do. I blocked Micah's number, Savannah's, and even Belle's. I packed a bag and swallowed the lump in my throat. Didn't look back as I drove to a friend's house. That night, I sat on his couch and watched the city lights from my apartment. I learned that being the one they always call doesn't matter when. I saw a trail of broken promises flash through my thoughts. Promise that someone will answer the phone when you need them the most. And in the time between calls that aren't answered and doors that are locked slammed shut. I felt a new kind of freedom, a freedom mixed with sadness, but still freedom. In that freedom lay 3 months ago. I took the first steps toward reclaiming myself. A new beginning was just around the corner. For Micah and Savannah met and fell in love with a house that looked like it came from a magazine. Curves, floor-to-ceiling windows, and an open floor plan that screamed modern luxury. The price is $750. It felt like such a big risk that my chest tightened, but their joy was contagious. Micah called me late. One Sunday's voice was shaking with fear and hope at the same time. He set the scene from a garden that's great for grilling and a kitchen that's so bright you can see everything. There were bedrooms with views that made getting up in the morning worth it. Then they asked me to stand behind their I paused for only a heartbeat before saying yes to the mortgage application as a guarantor. Deep down, I knew my yes was a risk and a gift, but I felt driven to help him follow his dream. The next morning, over coffee that tasted like feeling guilty and determined, I called my lawyer. He came highly suggested and was a straightforward, sharp man who never blurred the lines between faith and the law when I told him what was going on. He listened with his fingers tense under his chin. He then gave his verdict. If you're going to risk your credit and image, you need toe protections and a side deal that lets you back out if there's slander or a breach of trust. It's the least you can do. Deserve. Double quotes his words, hit me like a cold icicle. I didn't want to doubt my brother, but I knew it was smart to protect my own future. Both a guardian angel and a defense lawyer spoke through him. Never just believe what you see. That afternoon, Micah and I sat across from each other at our parents' kitchen table. Agreement was typed out and ready for us. The contract was short. If one party lied or broke a promise, I could back out of my promise without being punished. I watched as Micah read. A small shadow of doubt crossed his face. He looked over at Savannah sitting on the couch. She was looking at home decor ideas on her tablet with her lips curled into a happy smile. Micah met my look, agreed, and signed. He didn't read the small print or ask what would happen if things went wrong. He just trusted me to mean what I said. Within days, they got an email approving their loan. I remember the ping of Micah's happy message on my phone late at night, and the joy that came with it. I can picture them toasting with cheap champagne on their first night in that house.